Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Commissioners that we have here. Cliff, you're on. Joe,
I'm
you
here.
Joe,
I'm
you
doing the Martha thing. I've moved into the living room.
nice plant. Martha, you there?
Martha's mute.
I am here. I was mute.
All right, Joe, you here? Commissioner Donahue? We know if Commissioner Donahue is on at this point. Commissioner McCarthy will not be joining us tonight.
I do not see Commissioner Donahue.
All right, we do have a quorum.
Right.
All right, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the May 20th meeting of the Lowell License Commission. Before we get to the agenda, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our new Executive Secretary, John Pizer. John, I know I speak on behalf of all the other commissioners and welcome you in your new position and wishing you the best. And he's got to unmute himself, I think. Still waiting for John.
Through mine. Oh, you should be good now.
Can you hear us now?
We can. We just have no pictures. Are you using your computer, Mary?
I will go into mine as well.
Funny, we're using a laptop.
All right, I do not see you.
That's okay. I can go in and we can use mine for a picture and his for voice.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
I got Joe on the other line here.
No, I don't have a camera. He's not going to see our picture either.
Are you in there or? All right, let me get off here. See if I can help you out here. All right. All right. Somebody's got to let Commissioner Donahue in. Mary, I don't know if John is hearing me, so can we get
John, can you let Commissioner Donahue in?
Where is she?
He'd be in the waiting room.
Yes, he is. He's
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Joe, you
You
there?
should be all set.
Wonder if there's any former city managers out there that could help us out with this.
All right.
It says he's.
There's Joe.
Joe, you there?
All right, I'm going to get out of here because that's just going to echo. All right, it's not going to hear you. I don't understand because the camera's right there.
Hi, Joe.
Martha, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good.
Hey,
And
Joe.
Cliff, how are you?
Good.
And Mr. Chairman, we're doing good.
Evening, Commissioner. I'm not sure if anybody heard me, but at the beginning, just welcoming our new Executive Secretary, John Pizer. John, we wish you the best in this position, and I'm sure you're going to do well. I'd also like to take the opportunity to thank Mary Shin. She did an admirable job in filling in for the last few weeks. So, Mary, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
You're welcome.
Roll call.
Commissioner Dakota.
Here.
Commissioner Donahue.
Present.
Commissioner Howe.
Here.
Commissioner Krieger.
Here.
Commissioner McCarthy. 4 present, 1 absent.
Number one on the agenda, please.
Hi, this is Rashi.
Hold on, Rashi.
Hold on,
We're gonna read the agenda
First,
item.
first, John, acceptance of the minutes for the meeting of April 22nd.
Commissioner Krieger.
Move approval.
Move for approval by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes. Number one on the agenda.
Okay. Public hearing on the application by Korean Barbecue Chicken Lowell Incorporated, DBA Barbecue Chicken Lowell, Ju Hong Lee, manager for all alcoholic beverages restaurant license for premises at 143 Merrimack Street.
Do we have the applicant present?
We do, Mr. Chairman, Jay Hardigan representing the applicants. On the screen that says Jason Ahn is Mr.
Hardigan is the
And
attorney.
his left is Ms. Yee.
Floor is yours, Attorney Hardigan.
Thank you. Good, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, it's good to see you again.
You as well, sir.
Thank you. I'm here as the agenda item says on behalf of the Korean Barbecue Chicken of Lowell, Inc. for the all alcohol restaurant license. It appears to me that it should be a pretty straightforward matter, given the exhibited business experience that these two principals have, in addition to what appears to me to be the exhibited ability to create and operate a successful business. That being said, the entity that they're pursuing at this point intended to be a family-style restaurant. They're obviously, by the name, and I think you can tell that by two things. One, you can tell it by the menu, which they certainly can expand on better than I. But I think more importantly, you can tell that by looking at the physical location. The menu, obviously, it's going to, based on the name, is going to feature chicken. I'm told that they intend to have at least 8 various different styles of chicken that's going to be supplemented by burgers, fries, and healthier options. But looking at the space, I don't know if the commission is familiar with the actual location. It was the old, I think, Lowell Burger, but it's also depicted in the floor plan, which is attached to the lease. And what it shows is, as you enter the premises, there's that hostess stand. Immediately to the left of that, there is, I would suggest, a very tiny service bar. Just by my eyeballing it, it appears to me to be the rest of the public area, the 2,568 square feet, is consisting of booths and tables, not the traditional design for a nightclub or a bar. The hours that they anticipate, at least to start, are probably going to be 11 to 11 at night, although they're seeking a full license. Their intention in the business plan provides for casual dining. What they want is neighborhoods, groups getting together. So they'll start with casual lunches, dinners, and then that's why they're closing at 11. They don't want the late night crowd. What they're trying to do is, guy that works late on a Friday night, he's going to go in, get a bite to eat, and go home. But I also acknowledge that it's not only the plan that's important for your consideration. I would suggest it's also equally important to take a look at the people that are implementing that plan. As I said, there are two principles. One is Jason Ahn. His experience is he's a retired captain from the South Korean Air Force. Since 2010, he has
Wait,
been.
can I move approval right now?
2010, thank you for your support, Mr. Krieger. Since 2010, he has been a professor at Merrimack College. And in fact, they've offered him a tenured position, which he has accepted. He is also the chair of the marketing department there. Obviously, a guy that knows the rules, follow the rules. When you look at Ms. Yee, Ju Yee, she is the one that has a significant practical experience. In the application, it was referenced to a Shinshin market. I don't know if this commission is familiar with that, but that is probably the spot to go to as a Korean grocery store. It's located in Lawrence, Massachusetts, in fact, still is. But she and her husband started that business, operated that business, sold that business. At the time they sold the business, it was approximately $500,000 in revenue gross revenues per year. Thereafter, they went in town and they operated a karaoke business. Most recently, Ms. Yee owns and operates a convenience store in Andover, Massachusetts, which has a beer and malt liquor license. She's been in before the Andover Town of Selectmen, I'm told, one time, and that was in fact when she made the application, which was approved. So she's got an exhibited record of operating, dealing with alcohol, again, following the rules. She's tip certified, obviously. Jason is in the process of becoming tip certified. Their intention at this point is to have probably 6 to 8 employees. I'm sure your executive secretary confirmed that I walked up the return receipts to the abutters back on May 11th. All were received, all were signed for on the 7th. I mean, it is my hope that this commission, will welcome what seems to me to be a pretty successful and advantageous, opportunity for the downtown business.
Good presentation, Councilor. Are the applicants on there, Jay?
To the screen, they are to the left of you. It says Jason Ahn, AHN.
Oh, okay,
And as I said, Mr. Ahn is to the right, obviously, and Ms. Yee, who's the proposed manager, is to the left.
got it. Okay.
I've given them copies of the rules and regulations. They've reviewed it, and in my view, they understand it and they're comfortable with it.
I'll open the floor to questions from any of the commissions.
I have no questions after Mr. Jay Hardigan's presentation. Thank you.
Commissioner Howe, Commissioner Creed.
I have no questions. I just want to thank Attorney Hardigan for the presentation, and I want to thank his clients for investing in the city of Lowell, and I look forward to trying the food.
Fantastic. Commissioner Krieger.
I have no questions, but
Go ahead.
I'm waiting to see what the public hearing says.
All right. I won't even forget this, Stein said you just kind of help me out there. All right. At this time, we'll open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. We'd like to open up the public hearing. Anybody like to speak in opposition? In opposition? In opposition? Hearing no one, that portion of the public hearing is closed. What is the wish of the body?
Move approval.
Second,
Move for approval by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Jay, nice job. It's definitely going to be an asset to the downtown. It's something that's neat. That area, that particular location has been vacant now, I think about 2 years now. So I think it'll go well, especially right aside of the ramen bar that's doing very well over there as well. So good asset to the city, and appreciate your presentation, sir.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Number 2 on the agenda, please.
Appreciate it.
So can we leave now?
You can go back to work. Go back to work. Open the doors. Let's go.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Number 2 on the agenda, please.
Application by Shreya and Solani Corporation, DBA Country Farms, Giovanni Diaz, manager, for transfer of a wine and malt beverages package store license for premises at 494 Westford Street. It is requested that legal notice be published in local paper and public hearing to be held on June 10th, 2021 at 6 p.m. via Zoom video conference.
Motion by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner Howe to schedule a public hearing on June 10th. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next on the agenda, please.
Application by Servian Solutions, LLC, Rahavardian Peta, manager, for transfer of a wine and malt beverages package store license for premises at 785 Gorham Street. It is requested that legal notice be published in local newspaper and public hearing to be held on June 10th, 2021 at 6 p.m. via Zoom video conference.
Motion by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Howe to schedule a public hearing on June 10th. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Next on the agenda.
Application by Ample Beer and Wine Store, LLC, M. Quach, manager, for a wines and malt beverages package store license for premises at 260 High Street. It is requested that legal notice be published in local newspaper and public hearing to be held on June 10th, 2021 at 6 p.m. via Zoom video conference.
Motion made by Commissioner Howe, seconded by Commissioner Donahue to schedule a public hearing on June 10th. All in favor signify by saying
Aye.
Aye.
Any
Mr.
opposed?
Chairman,
Go
could I
right
just
ahead.
ask?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Pleasure to be back with the License Commission once again, and I represent Ample Package Store, John Cox, 375 Gorham Street, Lowell, Mass. So thank you. Look forward to seeing you all on June the 10th. And again, good to be back with the License Commission. Have a good night.
You as well.
John, can I ask one question? Mr.
Shoot.
Chairman, I'm sorry. Could I ask one question of Attorney?
course.
Go ahead.
John, is that building the same building as there's a new Wynn
Pharmacy.
pharmacy?
Correct, yes.
Where will the door be going in? Are they gonna,
Directly adjacent, there's space about 1,100 square feet adjacent to that pharmacy. And there's a separate entrance there and everything that's in place right now.
it goes into the back of the building? And you'd have Andover Street side?
On the Andover Street side, correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Good-
you.
Good to see you.
Council,
Thank
we'll
you
see
all.
you in a couple of weeks.
Yep, thanks.
You got it. Next on the agenda, please.
Which one is that, number 5?
Correct.
Fine.
Yeah, application by Lowell Foods Incorporated, DBA 7-Eleven, 11517F. Rashi Soni, president for a common particular license for premises at 63 Mammoth Road.
Do we have the applicant here?
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I'm very well. I would like to introduce myself. My name is Rashi Soni, and I have been always part of Lowell. When I first came in this country, I still own a property in Lowell. It's in 23 Madonna Circle, and I am successfully running 3 7-Eleven stores in last, I joined 7-Eleven actually 3 years back, and I love what I do. I'm very passionate about it. I have 3 stores. One is in Malden, one is in Everett, which has beer and wine license too. The other one is in West Roxbury, and this is my 4th store in Lowell, and I am very excited to be part of my love town, the food and everything about the town I love about it. I have 10 years of food and retail experience, Serve Safe certified, running successful stores, and love what I do. I want to be part of the community and make this town shine, as always.
Very good. Secretary Pizer, application looks in line.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Very good. Commissioners, any questions for Ronnie?
I stopped by the location and people were working to make the operation better, fixing the refrigerator shelves. So I was kind of impressed. I did wonder, since it's 7-Eleven, that means you'll never be asking for an alcohol license. Is that correct?
I would love to be part of the alcohol team because I have one license in Malden, in Everett. And if there is any available, it will be my pleasure and honor to be part of it. And I would take it. My whole objective and focus to outshine this store is to work on the food, maintain better store and work on the training, and especially with this COVID situation, it was tough, but I want to do the best. And I think 7-Eleven recognized that. And that's why this is my 4th store in 3 years. And I want to continue doing what I love to do. But if there is any license available, it will be my pleasure. I would get that opportunity to take it.
Very well. Any other questions for Rashi?
I move approval.
I was just wondering, is
Go ahead.
Attorney Robinson here, or Gray, who was it, Vicky Thompson?
I think Vicky is not there. They asked me to,
Okay.
go and introduce myself to you guys. So I think, that's why I'm here.
Okay. Thank you.
There is a
I'll
motion, there is a motion on the floor by Commissioner Krieger. Do I have a second?
Second,
Seconded by Commissioner Howell. All in favor signify by saying
Aye.
aye.
aye. Rashi, wish you the
Yeah.
best. I know you're gonna do a good job over there. Obviously, the 3 other stores that you are involved in are doing well, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much, sir. And anytime if there's an opportunity where I can get a beer and wine license or anything, it will be my pleasure.
Best thing probably to do is keep in touch with Executive Secretary at Pfizer on when any alcoholic licenses do become available for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys. And I appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Next on the agenda, please.
Application by Cobblestone's General Manager Robin Dupel for a special events permit for amplified outdoor public entertainment. The Enjoy Your Life Festival is to be held May 15th, June 19th, July 17th, and August 21st of 2021 at the end of Dutton Street, outside of Cobblestone's at 91 Dutton Street.
John, you got to get yourself a job in radio business. You got a great voice.
It does.
It's perfect.
I was thinking the same thing.
Robin, you here?
She mentioned she might not be able to. She is working this evening.
Okay. Cobblestones is, we've always had, they've always done a very good job, and we've never had any problems there. Even though it's, nobody's representing them tonight, I would ask for ratification for these applications for these events. Any questions? Move for approval by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner Krieger. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? That motion passes. Next on the agenda, please.
Application by Salsa and Lowell, owner Francois Chevalier, for a special events permit for amplified outdoor public entertainment. Salsa on Deck is to be held on Sunday evenings, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. from June 6th through September 5th, 2021, provided there are no other events scheduled at the location, the corner of Dutton Street and Merrimack Street on the deck over the Merrimack Canal.
Is Francois here?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Ça va bien?
Ça va très bien, merci.
Yeah, very bien. Okay, I'm a little confused on where the corner of Dutton and Merrimack on the deck of the Merrimack Canal. Help me out, even though I've only
So,
lived there 5
you
years.
know, in that part, the Merrimack Canal is covered with some bricks, and there is some a deck. And you see where is the train? There's a okay, it's right behind the train.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, on the deck over there. All right, all right. I got you now. I know where you are.
It's across the street of the Cobblestone restaurant.
Got it. All right. So to be held. The application in line, Mr. Pfizer?
It is.
It is.
And he has had this before.
Very good. Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Chevalier?
So wait, I thought Salsa was Hispanic. Mr. Chevalier sounds like he is French Canadian or something.
I originally come from France. I came to the United States in December '95, but I learned salsa here in America, in North America, here in Boston, actually. Yeah.
Okay, cultural merging, good.
Exactly. And we had all kind of people who joined us on the dance floor. And I think after that confinement years, I think everybody will be happy to dance outside.
Francois, how many patrons do you believe will be at your event?
So for now, until I'm waiting for the numbers, because the last number I got was, I believe we are allowed to 50 people outdoor. Is that still the same number?
I believe it's increased now, right?
Yeah. So anyway, I keep the event private. I send it only to limited people. But once I hear the governor say you are fully open, I will make the event public so everybody can be advertised. But for now, I'm expecting 25, 30 people.
Very good. Any other questions or comments for Mr. Chevalier?
I
Yes.
had one question.
Go ahead,
What?
Commissioner Donahue.
Oh, does he need a permit from the Parks Department or the National Park Service? And has he got it?
That permit, when I asked for the national park, it was when we were doing the boarding horse park, because it's owned by the national park. But that deck over here, I didn't realize it was owned by the national park.
I'm not sure if it is or it's a city-owned park, but I'm asking, did you have a permit, a park use permit?
Park use permit? No, I didn't. I didn't know who to ask because I didn't know who owns the place.
Secretary Pizer, Commissioner Donahue brings up a very good point. That particular area, do we know if it's owned as city land or is it owned by the National Historical Park? I'm not sure at this point, and obviously our next meeting is until June 10th, and he's looking from June 6th. Do you have any clarification on that?
What I can,
I do not.
Yeah. However, I can tell you that I got an insurance for the activity, for the dancing, an insurance of $1 million. That I pay annually. I don't remember the name of the insurance.
I understand, Francois. My worry is if you do have the insurance, is it the land that you're going to be, the deck, is that a National Historical Park piece of land or is that City of Lowell? I'm just want to make sure that you don't have any issues with this permit. So I think I would ask Secretary Pizer to look into that. I would still vote to approve this application, be it the City of Lowell land or National Historical Park. If it is the historical park, John, I'm wondering if we could facilitate that, knowing that the vote could be in favor. I would ask the commissioners to weigh in on this as well.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I like the approach you're taking, but I have a question. Has anyone certified that this decking over the canal will support a bunch of people salsa dancing, which it seems a little more vigorous than just walking over it? Has the city engineer said anything?
I would think that all the people that board the train over there, when sometimes I've seen, during the summer that there's close to 50, 60 people there. I mean, they're not doing salsa dancing or anything like that, but I would imagine that the historical park would not let people stand on land that's not safe.
I have my only question that I was going to ask was, did the gentleman have insurance? So if you got insurance, I'm assuming the insurance company would have wanted to know who the insured was, like whether it was the City of Lowell or Salsa and Lowell.
Okay, I can respond that. The insurance is to me, but if I do the request, what I did last year or 2 years ago when we did a boarding horse park, I just have to send a request to add the owner of the place. Okay. So the Episcopal Church are insured. The national park is the government is insured, so nobody can sue them. They go to the insurance directly. If you tell me that the place is owned by the city, I can add the City of Lowell as an insured, and it doesn't cost a penny. It's just a request I have to do.
Yeah, so I guess whoever is the owner should be added on the certificate of insurance.
Okay. Francois, why don't you work with Executive Secretary Pizer to see who actually owns that land, and we'll base this the application. We'll take a vote now if everything's agreeable, either by whoever owns it. I'm sure this board will go forward with it. I just want to protect yourself and making sure that whoever's insured is on that binder.
Sure.
All right. John, can you make sure that happens and work with Mr. Chevalier?
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Do we, what's the wish of the body?
Move approval.
Move for approval by Commissioner House, seconded by Commissioner Donahue. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Oh, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
Contingent upon the
Contingent
owner.
upon the
approval.
You got it. Exactly. Yep.
Thank you. Second.
Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Francois? Bonsoir, monsieur.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you
Merci.
very much, everyone.
Bienvenue.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda.
Continued discussion and/or vote regarding the 2021 license fees for bars and restaurants.
Okay, I think I'll put it out on the floor for commissioners to make any comments at this point, just to update the public. The commission had taken a vote that January, February, and March would be waived, the fees, prorated for the whole year. So that's where we are at this point. And we said we would come back for a further discussion, pending any new guidelines set forth by the state, which Governor Baker has come out with. So with that being said, I will leave the floor to the other three commissioners for their comments.
I've got a question. People paid full scale for 2020 and we shut them down for 3/4. Is that right? Or did we scale them back? I can't remember.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was the middle of March. And I think at that point, everything was pretty much shut down in the bars.
Yep.
So your point is well taken that there was 9 months that they paid their fees that they did not raise any revenue. So very good point. Do you have anything else to add, Commissioner Krieger?
I did note that the governor is opening us up pretty much 100% at the end of May, but it's going to take the businesses a month or two to get back up to speed. So I think that extending a waiver of fees through June, maybe July, seems reasonable to me.
Okay, Commissioner Donahue.
I first have a question. Have the bar, did we have anyone affected as a bar that is not going to be able to open till the end of this month? Does anybody know, was there any?
There are quite a few bars that were not serving food, were not able to do that.
It seemed as though some adapted.
Right, correct.
Opened up.
Right.
Okay. And the restaurants really have been just doing takeout until recently. I've been able to go to a couple of downtown restaurants and things are starting to open, but it's still very slow. So I'm thinking of, at this point, giving some type of credit at least until July 1st before we set any fees. And I'm open to perhaps more if people feel that they're still trying to get back on their feet and giving a break maybe till September. But I think we need to work with the businesses that they're struggling, that I've seen. The restaurants are not, when we went in, anywhere near capacity, and they're just trying to get back on their feet. So if we can help out, I'd like to do that.
Was everybody privy to the information that was given to us, I would say probably a month ago, concerning PPE loans and grants that were given to businesses? Everybody did receive that?
Right.
Okay, just want to make sure everybody did. Commissioner Howe.
Thank you. I know that when we were discussing the fees, we consulted with the city manager and city solicitor. And it's my understanding, information came back from them that there was no room in the budget to forgive any fees. So it's my recollection that we waived fees for the first 3 months from January, February, and March. Is that everyone else's recollection?
That's correct. Including package stores. It was pretty much across the board, Martha.
Okay, and then at that time, I know that we had asked for information from the city as far as grants that restaurants had gotten. And I know the restaurants were able to get 2 rounds of PPP loans. And also the documentation that was provided to us before the last meeting showed over 8 million in community block grants, and many of the restaurants got $75,000 each. So I know the restaurants have struggled and everyone else has struggled. So given the fiduciary duty we have with the city, and the fact that they had the 2 rounds of PPP and the block grants, I'm not in favor of waiving any more fees after March 31st.
Okay, just my 2 cents here. I wish there was more clarification either from the state or from the federal side. I'm hearing that some of these PPE loans will be completely forgiven and not needed to be paid back, which I think weighs on this decision as a board. If in fact they don't have to pay back the PPE loans and they were also given grant money, that's substantial amount of money that they've received. I'm not justifying that some of these places could have made more. I also take into consideration what Commissioner Krieger said, that they did pay for 9 months of non-revenue in their license last year. So these are all things that I think we need to weigh here. I think all 4 of us have different opinions here. I think, go right ahead.
I was just thinking that these PPE loans, as I understand it, would have helped pay the salaries of employees. So it was going out in so much, X amount to people, whether they are, making $200, $300 a week. It paid for everybody from the kitchen to waitresses, is my understanding of those loans. Is that correct?
But the loans still had to be repaid. And now I'm hearing that, in fact, that there's a possibility that these loans may not have to be repaid.
Right.
I don't have clarification to that fact. I'm not sure, but it would weigh heavily on my vote. Go ahead.
I have not heard of one PPP loan from the first round that had to be repaid, not one. And if someone's making over 100,000 a year, they get their salary for that 3 months. So if a restaurant owner makes over 100 grand a year, they got the salary for that 3 months. The second round of PPP loans, I haven't heard of any of them that had to be repaid. In fact, the Fed said there was no taxation on that money. So none of that money has been taxed. And Massachusetts Governor Baker 2 weeks ago just came out and said not taxed. So it's tax-free money. Everyone got it. It's all going to be repaid, forgiven.
Martha, my question is, did this money go to the individual employees, the waitresses, the kitchen staff, or are you saying it was just the owner took money?
No, it's everyone. An owner puts his or her salary in, and all of the employees, and the money comes in. They have to give the money for each employee, but they get to keep 3 months of their own money.
That's correct. I'm wondering, just because I feel like I don't have everything in front of me. I know that we have the amount of money that was given to businesses from the grants, but I'd love to know, and I'm not sure if we can get that information on what amount of money in PPE loans were given to each of these businesses. And if they're not being repaid, I'm kind of leaning towards Commissioner Howe's feeling. If some of those PPE loans, the second or third ones that have gone out, need to be repaid, okay, maybe I'm gonna go to the end of May. June 1st, pretty much everybody is open. I don't believe there's gonna be any restrictions. I think just capacity wise, but on certain fews, but I know indoors and outdoors and all the bars who don't serve food will be able to open. So to me, I believe that all businesses will be open June 1st. So I'm still willing to listen here. Commissioner Krieger?
Commissioner McCarthy isn't here. That's a good reason to kick this down the road to the 10th of June. I know we're dragging this out, but we want to do the right thing for everybody.
Can we,
I would really like for someone from DPD to come to the commission and give us a 6-minute presentation on how they understand this is rolled out.
I don't have a problem with that. I'd also like to hear Commissioner McCarthy's opinion about this as well. I don't think 2 weeks will hurt us. And I'd like to know really about this PPE loan money. And if it, like Martha, I believe that you're fairly certain that that PPE loan does not have to be repaid. So it's not a loan, it's money that was given. And I believe if not 80 to 90% of those employees were unemployment benefits. So where did that money go? So I still feel like I got questions that have not been answered. I'm wondering if we could get what businesses were given PPE loans and the amounts that were given on top of the money that we already know for the grants. And I'd feel a little bit better in making this decision. How does everybody else feel about that?
Agreed.
That's
Martha?
fine.
Agreed.
Okay, John, let's put this back on the agenda for June 10th, and we'll vote on it then. If you could maybe facilitate this, what Commissioner Krieger says. I'm not sure if it's DPD that might have that. Maybe the city manager's office might have those numbers, or is anybody privy to those PPE loan amounts? If you could look into that a little bit more and let us know, I think that would help us out in our next meeting.
Certainly.
Very good.
I believe the PPP loan information is public record.
All right, I'd like to have that. I think that would weigh heavily on my vote personally.
Yes.
All right, John, you good with that?
Absolutely.
All right, very good. Last on the agenda, please.
Continued discussion and/or vote regarding expanding information requested from licensed applicants to include resumes and/or other information.
I'm not sure what commissioner had brought this up before. Joe, was it you?
Yes.
Okay, you want to speak some more on it?
Just briefly, I think it speaks for itself. We've been fortunate in many cases to have, like tonight, Mr. Hardigan give a great presentation, but I think a page of a resume would have been something in writing on the application would be helpful for us. And I don't think it'd be too burdensome to get a small resume of the owner and manager, the owners and manager of the new facility opening. The young lady from the 7-Eleven, I'm sure she has a impressive resume, which she could have put together in a short period of time to help us out ahead of time. And I don't think it'll be burdensome on any of the applicants. As I said, we're very fortunate in many cases to have attorneys come in and give great presentations, but I'd like to have it in writing at the time the application is given to us. Thank you.
Martha?
Joe, I agree 100% because the application that we are provided with their prior work experience has one line where they worked and they were a supervisor. We don't even know where the location was they worked. We don't know what they did. So
Right.
I agree 100% with this.
Commissioner Krieger?
I like it a lot. I just asked the question of, are we opening ourselves being accused of discrimination because we're gathering all this extra information?
Well,
I mean,
Go ahead,
I
Joe.
think wokeness is corruption, but it's part of what we have to deal with. So I asked the lawyer, are we going to get sued?
I need to respond to I am a member of the woke society. The prior
I'll
administration
pray
was
for you. I
corruption.
haven't had you on my list yet.
I I think I'm going to sway my vote with Joe and Martha on this, Commissioner Krieger. I think a little bit added to our, once we get our agenda items from the executive secretary on Tuesdays, to have that added information. I think it would behoove us to make a better decision and maybe save some time, so we don't have to, if we have any questions concerning the resume, and it doesn't have to be in a resume format, just something that documents where they've been, what have they been doing, and this way we don't have to, all the commissioners have to
I
take.
like it. The Korea barbecue chicken, which I had decided I would never visit. I mean, I immediately bonded when I found this guy had been a member of the Korean Air Force.
Right.
I've flown out of a couple of Korean Air Force bases. I've been to Korea. So I have that bond. That was a good thing.
That's it. Beautiful.
So
All
we
right.
need to go there, Cliff, after the next meeting when we're in person.
Here you go. There you go. John, add that to the items necessary during the application process, okay? Like I said, it doesn't have to be a resume format, but some documentation of their past experience in the business, and I think it's good for the commission to see that.
We need
I'm
to put
sorry,
that in the
3
form of a
Korean Air
motion.
Force bases.
Joe?
Do we need to put that in the form of a motion, or?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So
Okay,
motion on the floor by Commissioner Donahue, seconded by Commissioner Howe. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right. Once again, I know we started off the meeting welcoming Executive Secretary Pfizer. John, welcome aboard. We're here for
Thank
any questions, any answers that we probably can't answer, but we're more than happy to hear you out on anything. But I know you've been here a couple of weeks now and have done a lot of work researching, obviously with the ABCC rules and the low license rules and regulations. You got a lot of nighttime reading, I think, ahead of you. Before I give the floor to Cliff, Mary, thanks again for filling in. You did an outstanding job.
Yeah.
Yes, Mary, thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Cliff, you have something else?
Happy to help.
I'm very concerned.
Once again,
Our
go ahead.
executive secretary has lived in San Diego. What's he doing here?
We're going to leave that to the next meeting. How's that?
Right.
John, you can carve up a response to that after. How's that?
Thank
No,
you.
Motion by Commissioner Krieger, seconded by Commissioner Howe to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
All right.
Any
Bye.
opposed? Everyone have a great evening.
Good night,
Good night.
guys.
So Martha, before they go away, are you doing the pilgrim look there?
The what?
The pilgrim look with the white. Isn't that sort of pilgrim?
This?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
$1,000 sweater, Cliff.
Perfect way to end the meeting.